Good evening. Welcome to Historical Stories from History. I am your host, not Dan. What? Alright, play the theme music. Behold the periodic table. Behold it in all of its majesty, an invention of true brilliance. Its creation is a tale of lies, intrigue, and a web of deception. Here's a sentence I wish I could say. Instead, it's rather a story of a man, of a scientist, willing to make a prediction and stake his reputation by that prediction. Back in the 1860s, it was already put underway to create an order of all the elements that had already been discovered. Enter one Russian scientist by the name of Dmitri Mendeleev. He realized that when he put all of the elements in front of himself, there was a pattern, a periodic pattern. Now, this particular pattern was so strong that he could not ignore its significance. As he desperately tried to find a way to explain the elements to all of his students, he realized that what he had discovered was so much more than that. Now, one must keep in mind that Dmitri Mendeleev did all of his work before Ernest Rutherford discovered the proton. So at this point, all of the elements were ordered by atomic mass. And when he arranged them in order of atomic mass, he also took into account things like how they reacted with other elements, like oxygen, for example. Behold, a pattern emerged, and he called it the periodic table of elements. Now, why is Mendeleev considered the father of the periodic table?
He was married to the mother of the periodic table.
Clever that. But no, he is the father of the periodic table because he left gaps in his periodic table. He knew that the pattern was too strong to ignore the existence of elements that had yet to be discovered. And so he predicted not only the existence of these elements, but used the pattern to describe their actual properties. And years later, when those elements were discovered, he was proven right. You see, Mendeleev wasn't the first scientist to try to put out a version of the periodic table, but he was the only one to stake his reputation on the existence of undiscovered elements. And that is why we give Mendeleev the credit for being the father of the periodic table. Now, years after his original publication, Ernest Rutherford did his famous gold foil experiment and discovered the proton. And after the proton was discovered, another British scientist by the name of Henry Moseley came along and realized that a lot of the inconsistencies that happened with Mendeleev's periodic table suddenly disappeared when the elements were rearranged by atomic number. Thus, we are left with the periodic table of elements as we know it today. In the upcoming videos, we shall be studying each of these trends, dissecting it to truly understand its brilliance. Thank you for watching. Remember, I am not Dan, and neither are you. Check you later. So